Well, hello everyone. It's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys the new moon in Aries Solar Eclipse reading. And so every single month I do dedicate the full moon and the new moon to the divine feminine. But for today's new moon, we are going to tap into the masculine side as well. So you guys can watch this reading from two different perspectives: the masculine side of yourself and or the masculine outside of you, as in your masculine counterpart, your twin flame. So I just want you guys to take what resonates for you and get rid of anything that doesn't. Okay, so today's spread, the one that I'm going to be using, is actually from my newsletter. I come up with two every month, one for full moon, one for new moon, as well as rituals. So those are available if you guys want to check those out in my newsletter. So I'll put that link down below. All right. So all the decks I'm using here today will be listed down below, as well as these beautiful orgonites. We've got the twin flame pyramid, as well as the divine feminine and masculine nudes here, created by Michelle from Wing and Bell. And what I just want to say real quick before we get started is that, sometimes there's things on the internet that you read that will really cause you to feel fearful of particular astrological events, such as eclipses and things like that. And what I have to say is, don't buy into any of it. Just have the kind of day that you want to have and just roll with your emotions and roll with what you're feeling and do things that you're guided to do, because that's what I plan on doing. I'm not going to allow what I just read on the internet that told me, stay inside and shut your blinds. I mean, really? That doesn't make any sense to me. I also don't let Mercury retrograde ruin my life either. So anyways, that's just a little smart ass tidbit for me today, giving you guys permission to just do what you want to do. So anyways, let's get into this reading. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to focus on the energies here of what things are needing structure and order right now. So we're going to start with the masculine side. So what things does the masculine need to structure and create order in right now? Let's take a look here. What is the overall energy of what needs structure and order right now for the masculine? For this new moon in Aries, solar eclipse. We have Hades, death. Ooh, pretty intense. All right, so of course we're going to draw some tarot cards here just to kind of confirm some things. But what I'd like to do is, this particular deck has a book. I'm not going to read too much out of it, but just the beginning part, because I feel like it gives us some extra meaning here. It says, death is not always a negative thing. Everything has a season. Leave behind what no longer serves, what you no longer need. So that's pretty general, just like the death card would be in tarot. So what needs structure and order right now? Something that the masculine is trying to either let die off or get rid of or walk away from. So some of them could be struggling right now to let something old go, to move forward into the next phase of their lives. So that could be a problem for them right now, and they need more of a plan and structure. All right, so let's go ahead and get some tarot cards to see what this is all about. The masculine side of ourselves, you guys, could be, the things in our lives, like our physical world, things that we have given our power over to as well. So that could be it. We have the King of Shells, which is the King of Cups, the visionary. King of Cups is Scorpio's energy, and I think it's very interesting that Scorpio is connected to death. So there's a lot of Pluto energy here for the masculine. A lot of things are trying to die off right now. A lot of things are trying to transform and change. And the King of Cups is someone who is, they're wanting to feel wholer. They're wanting to feel happier. So if there's something that's holding the masculine back right now from being happy, it's like he's wanting to transition to what will make him happy. So that's going to need some structure and order right now. And that structure and order could be, I need to put myself first. I need to put my needs first. I need to take some sort of action steps towards creating this vision for myself, or this, what I deem that's going to make me happy. I need to, instead of just continuously dreaming about it, I actually need to take those action steps to do it, to create it. It's not enough anymore just to dream about it and talk about it. We need to take an action steps towards what is going to make us happy. So that is that energy. We also have the Ace of Roses, which is awesome. It's the Ace of Wands, passion. We want more passion in our lives. We want more excitement in our lives. That's what the masculine is coming through with. They want a brand new beginning, a fresh new start, doing something that they love. This could be a career. This could just be just loving yourself, just living your life to the fullest. So if there's something that is not allowing this masculine, or at least he's letting it stand in his way of living his life to his fullest, this is trying to die off. But the thing is, there needs to be some structure on how to create this. It's not just going to happen just because we want it. It's not going to just happen because we think it. No, we're going to have to take some sort of steps towards whatever this is, okay? And we have the Ace of Cups. Oh my gosh. Passionate love. I feel like this masculine is wanting to start some sort of a new relationship. This could be with the feminine. Wanting to have this passionate new beginning in his love life, just loving his life, filling his own cup. This doesn't have to be about a partnership. It could just be filling your own cup and feeling really good on your own. So especially if you're a feminine and you're just watching this for your own masculine side of yourself, it might just be that you know that you need to take certain action steps towards loving yourself and walking away from a dead situation or a situation that has run its course. You know what you want. You have it like in your mind, in your vision of what you want. And the mature thing to do is to take action steps towards this, because you know that there's more to living and there's more to life than what you're currently experiencing. So there needs to be a plan. There needs to be some action steps taken towards these new beginnings if we really want them. And I feel like that's why they're coming through with the masculine's energy. All right, so let's go ahead and move on now into the feminine's energy. What is the feminine's energy with structure and order right now? What does the feminine need to know about structure and order right now? Ooh, we have Aphrodite, you guys. That's crazy. It says self-love. You can't really see it. It's kind of blended in there. Self-love. So if you're watching this reading from the perspective of yourself, filling your own cup, that literally just came through the masculine side, okay? This could also be a mirrored energy. Counterpart. You're loving yourself. You're feeling yourself. You're stepping into your power. This might be mirrored to the masculine. You guys both might be working on emotional mastery, King of Cups energy. So let's go ahead and see what we got here for the feminine side. Oh, we have the 10 of Shells, which is the 10 of Cups, you guys. Success. It's the ultimate happiness. It's really feeling good in all areas of your life. You know, when you love yourself and you're just really filling that your own cup, it's going to start showing up in all areas of your life, whether that be in partnerships, friendships, business associates, work things, etc. I mean, it's all over the place. So to me, that 10 of Cups is, that energy of happily ever after. Like, we are able to create the life that we want, that vision that we have for ourselves, right? The visionary, the King of Cups, knows how to obtain the 10 of Cups. Absolutely. And it's through self-love. Is what I'm seeing here. It is through self-love. But if there are things that we're holding on to here, such as this death energy, we need to let something die off so something new can be reborn. So if we are holding on to something that is not like emanating or emulating the energy of love, then we're not going to be surrounded by love. If we can't surround ourselves with our own love, then it's not going to be mirrored back to us in our environment. So there's some kind of an energy here. We need to create more structure and order and a plan to carve this out and to live this life that we want to live. So if you're not living your life right now in this way, Spirit's saying you've got to start taking some action steps towards how you're going to create this. So if you're in a relationship or a shit job that you can't stand, then staying in that situation is not going to create this. We got to take some action steps and let some things die off and not be afraid to walk away from those things. So that way we can get our 10 of Cups. We can't just sit back in a shit situation and dream of a better life. No, you have to start taking action steps towards that greater life. That's what we're getting here. And we have the Hangman. Yeah, so the Hangman, it's all about your attitude. So the Hangman is cool because the Hangman, it does give us an opportunity to see some stuff, right? But until we see things from a different perspective, as in we do have power in a situation, all right? Maybe we've wasted a lot of time, but it's not too late to make a change now. It's all in our attitude, which is why it says attitude. It's all in the way that we perceive things. If we perceive ourselves as it's too late, then guess what? It's too late. If you perceive yourself as you don't deserve anything more than you have right now, so you're just going to kind of hang out and just accept it, then that's the way your life is going to be. So we're being given some sort of an opportunity to take power in our hands, because remember, guys, Aries is the emperor and it's all about masculine energy. It is going to require us to take some sort of action to change our lives. It's the feminine energy. It's not to say it doesn't have any place here, but this is time to be more action driven than dream driven or feeling driven. Now, this is a time for action. So if you guys have been hanging out long enough in a situation that's not making you happy, it's not going to change unless you take some sort of action step to change it. And we have the Five of Wings. The Five of Wings, you guys, is the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is tough because there might be some sort of a battle that you're going to have to fight to get out of a job or to get out of an old way of being. Let's just say it's not even those things. Let's just say you're single and you're fine. You love your job and you're single and everything, you got no issues in that department. But maybe it's this tough road of loving yourself, forgiving yourself, really, really appreciating yourself. Maybe you're having a hard time with that because of certain belief systems or certain ways that you've always been. You have certain attitudes, or you have this this way of giving up before the miracle occurs, or you don't truly believe that life is going to basically be the way that you want it to be. Those are very defeating attitudes. So that right there can be a defeat in itself. It might be that it is time for you to start taking some measures every single day, implementing some sort of an exercise every single day that helps to exercise your mind and your brain to where it's not defeating you every single day. So that also is an action step. We are being deliberate with our routine. We are carving out some sort of new routine to say, you know what? I am going to be disciplined and I'm going to do this exercise every single day, whether it's a physical exercise, whether it is a mental exercise, whatever this is, we have to implement something in order for there to be change. We can't just hang out any longer, because I feel like for some of us, we've been hanging out in the defeating energy for too long and it's not really getting us anywhere. So number 5s always mean change. So once we make these changes, we can start to head towards that 10 of Cups, whatever that is, you guys. And it's all through the name of self-love. That's beautiful. All right, so that is what we have so far. All right, so now we're going to go into what is outside of your control and how can you handle these circumstances. So we're going to look at this. What is outside of the masculine's control right now? Are there certain circumstances that are outside his control? And if so, what are they? Or what are they? What are they? Wow, that doesn't even make sense. Okay. Okay, so we have Sheila Nagig, boundary. Ooh, okay. So there might be something going on that is outside of the masculine's control. I mean, I really feel like it is it's a state of mind, really, but there could be something in the way. So there might be certain things that we want, but it would be against another's free will, so that would be a boundary. I feel like right now there could be something that the masculine desires, something that he wants to have or wants to do, but he feels restricted. Now, this could be by his own fear, but it does say boundary though, so I feel like it is outside of himself. It's a boundary that someone has placed on him. It is a restriction that he feels due to circumstances that he feels right now he can't change. So let's go ahead and get some details on that. We have the devil. Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys. So the devil's energy is Capricorn for one, and it's connected to the sign of Saturn. There could be some things that have happened to this masculine at some point in his life where he's feeling really restricted by karma, karmic influences. This could even be karmic partners. Now, it doesn't mean that these circumstances have control over him. Again, not really. But there is some sort of a boundary, a circumstance, as in karma, karmic consequence that has been laid at his feet, and he can't really get through it. So I'm just going to put an example out there for you guys. If this masculine, let's just say, did something, and he has now lost your trust, divine feminine, that would be a boundary. He can't just come back and fix that because maybe you have a boundary. So it's going to take some work. It's going to require some hard work and dedication on his part to basically resolve that issue. That's what I'm talking about. It's something that we're going to have to work for. We can't just snap our fingers and it no longer be there. So this is outside of the masculine's control right now. Can he start to do the work to undo this? Yes, he could. But there's something where he feels like he is restricted and he can't move. And the devil's energy, of course, can be that feeling of feeling bound, feeling really restricted, like we can't do the things that we want to do. We feel really burdened right now with something. So if something has happened between you guys, it could be that this masculine feels that it's very difficult to come back. It's very difficult to, try to work things out with you right now because of his own shame or because of some circumstance. Maybe the feminine is not available, and that could be the restriction, something like that. All right, let's see what else. This is the Four of Pentacles. Ooh, yeah, Four of Pentacles feels very tightly wound up for one. Feels like we can't let go, but feels like we need to let go. So there is something here that the masculine does feel very restricted by. Feels like he can't do something. Now, I feel like some of them, they feel restricted by a karmic partner, karmic situation if they are in one. They feel like they don't want to lose their finances. They don't want to lose their assets. They don't want to lose what they've built up. So they may stay with a partner. They might dream of a different life. They might dream of being in a relationship that's very loving and very caring, but yet they are choosing to stay bound and restricted by their fears of losing something. The Four of Pentacles is one of those cards, like I said, where it's greed. It's a false sense of security, okay? It's false, but we need to let go of this. So we're actually burdening ourselves and kind of creating our own boundary in our lives to a boundary with what we want. And it's like a wall, but we've created it for ourselves because of our own fear. So there's some kind of energy here. There's a couple of different little storylines going on. And now we have the Knight of Pentacles. Now the Knight of Pentacles is Virgo's energy. Virgo is very dedicated and very determined, hardworking. This is going to take hard work. It will. So the messages that I'm getting, you guys, is that if you have had some sort of an issue with the masculine being a certain way towards you and you guys have had a falling out, I feel like he knows that it's going to take some hard work and dedication. So that seems to be like what's outside of his control right now is that he feels like it's going to be hard work, and it is. But if he's dedicated and it's important to him, I feel like he will start doing the work. Some of them, if they're tied up in a situation that's not ideal, they feel restricted, and it will take hard work and dedication for them to get out of it, which it's the same meaning. If they really want to, they will. So we're really not restricted here. We just believe that we are. Okay? Now, feminines, this might be your own masculine side, where you feel like you are attached, you feel like you can't do certain things out of fear, you feel like you're afraid you're going to lose money, you're going to lose your security if you allow this death to take place. But Spirit, I feel, is reminding us that you're only putting a wall up between you and that 10 of Cups that you want to obtain. You see? So it is going to take some hard work, dedication, and discipline of the Knight of Pentacles in order for things to change. So we have to remember that. Yeah. So this is what we need to do to handle these circumstances that feel like they're beyond our control, but they really aren't actually. It's just a belief. It's just our attitude right now. Okay. So let's just see what is the energy here for the feminine. Okay, this is the one that wanted to fall out. We have Treasure. Oh my gosh, to me, this is the 10 of Cups. Okay, we feel like our 10 of Cups, that's our treasure. That's our ultimate goal. We want the 10 of Cups. We want that relationship. We want that happily ever after. We want that life. But that dragon energy, there's a couple of messages that come through with the dragon. Western is very negative, Eastern very positive. So I'm going to use both the shadow and the light aspects of the dragon. So the Eastern is, you have a lot of power, actually. You have a lot of power, and Spirit is working with you to obtain your 10 of Cups. But then the dragon can also be, like Western, devil energy, demonic, dark, evil, our fears, our shadow self. So the devil did just come through, and it causes us to believe that we don't have power and control in our lives. So we sell ourselves out to the devil, the dragon, our shadows, our fears, and then we don't get anything done in life. So that's lurking around here. And we have the Strength card, though. Leo's energy. Leo's energy is very masculine. It's connected to the sun. It means that we do have the power, but it will be through our actions and our strength and our determination and fortitude to break away from these demons, as in our own inner demons, our own shadows that tell us we can't do these things. So we can battle it. We absolutely can. We can gather our strength and get to our treasure. We absolutely can. We have the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands is a card of challenge. It's a card of being restricted, we feel, because of other people. So there could be other people in this situation. Five of Wands means competition. There's competition with the things that we want. We're afraid that other people are standing in our way, or we're afraid that other people have what we want and we're not going to be able to get those things. Life is full of conflict. Life is full of challenge. That's what makes it interesting. That's what also makes it worthwhile. It's sometimes the fight is worthwhile, because then when you finally get to where you are wanting to go, you appreciate it that much more because you had to fight for it, because it wasn't just given to you. It wasn't that easy. So Spirit is basically reminding you, feminine, here, is that it's not supposed to be easy. You are supposed to fight for it. If it's important to you, you will fight for it. If it's important to you, you will make the changes that you need to make in order to get to that 10 of Cups. You'll do the work. You'll do the work, and you can, because you're stronger than you think you are, feminine. You really are. You're stronger than you think you are. And we have the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords, we feel like something is being taken from us. We feel like someone, like maybe somebody has it out for us. Somebody's sneaking around, being deceptive. But this is also a card of strategy. So I feel like if you guys are in a situation where you feel like you need to hide your hand, hide it. If you are dealing with someone in your environment that is trying to work against you, such as narcissists, abusive people, then you do not have to give them all of your power, and you do not have to show them all of your cards. You need to kind of hide some of your moves. That's Seven of Swords energy. You need to be a little bit shady, as in you don't need to reveal your plan to everyone. You need to keep certain things hidden. And that might just be the way that you have to be in this situation, because you're safer that way. Because there's a dragon here. The dragon can be positive or negative. You got to find a little bit of that middle ground here in this situation. And sometimes withholding things, because the Strength card can sometimes be restrain. Sometimes the stronger thing to do is to do something a little bit different. Maybe allow someone else to feel like they're holding all the cards or they're holding all the power, but really you're actually making power moves. They just don't know it. So I don't know what that means for somebody out there. Some of you guys might be really trying to get out of a shitty situation. It might be to try to figure out another living situation while you're in the crappy situation that you're in right now, or a job, etc. But you do not have to reveal everything to everyone. Sometimes the high priestess reminds us that some things are just left better unsaid. We don't always have to put it all out on the table for everyone, because sometimes that actually, especially in the wrong hands, is weakness. You're showing somebody your weakness by showing them everything. So very interesting, specific message. Now, of course, Seven of Swords can be that we've been lied to. We've been betrayed. Somebody has withheld something from us, so we feel like we have been defeated. But what Spirit is trying to say here, you guys, is that you haven't really been defeated. That's just a state of mind. No one can take your power away from you unless you give it to them. So we are being reminded that we're only going to feel as challenged, and we're only going to struggle as much as we allow ourselves to. The Five of Wands can also be drama. It might be time for you to pull out of a dramatic situation. 3 is a crowd. If you're in a third-party situation, it might be better for you to just pull back completely and let people duke it out on their own. It's like you don't even need to be in the drama. You don't even need to be in the mix. It's stronger to just pull away, right? Stronger to pull away. So this is saying here, you feel like something's out of your control, and Spirit's saying with the Strength card, no, actually, you do hold the power, but it's just the way that you have, it's just, you have to tweak the way you're going about a situation. And once you do that and you make those little fine tunes, you're going to feel a lot stronger, and you're not going to be handing over your power to the wrong situations or people. And you're going to become that dragon of strength and courage, and you're going to be able to make big, powerful moves. Okay? Instead of letting this dragon overtake your life and make you feel like you're weak and you have no say-so, or you have no power. It's not true. So that's why I think the Hangman came up earlier, is because it's giving us an opportunity to change our attitude. It's giving us an opportunity to change the way that we're seeing ourselves and situations. I love it. All right. So now we're going to go into the energy here of what strengths will aid you the most currently. And I feel like for the feminine, it's pretty evident of what just came through. Power move can be not revealing your plan to everyone involved. Say less, right? So it's like the slave is a master in disguise. It's kind of like that. If you allow people sometimes to feel like they've got it all and you just really don't know, kind of play dumb, it can be pretty shocking when in the end you prevail and they didn't even see it coming. So very interesting messages. Okay, so let's see what the strengths are. What are the strengths here? What are the energies here of strengths that will aid this masculine currently, or the masculine side of yourself? Moon's energy, darkness. Wow. Okay, so something that'll actually strengthen the masculine right now is facing a shadow. The moon. The moon is can be fear. The moon can be the shadow self. The sun is the light, The moon is kind of the dark shadow self. So yes, there's something here, some sort of a strength that will aid this masculine if he faces his darkness, if he faces his shadows. Maybe he's afraid to. It's stronger to face something and to admit something to yourself, even if it makes you feel weak. It's stronger in the end to admit it. And now we have the Judgment card. Oh my gosh, that's Pluto's energy again. So Pluto is really connected to the masculine side right now. Major transformation. Judgment also, though, is about reviewing our past and reviewing our lives up until this date. So if we don't like the way that things have rolled out for us, if we don't like the way our lives have turned out, we don't like the decisions that we've made, that's why this death is knocking on masculine's door that says it's time. It's time to face the darkness. It's time to face your fear. It's time to come out of the moon's energy and go into the sun's energy, which is taking action to get out of this darkness, to get out of this dark space, to get out of this old life that's not working for you. What is this? What is this, right? All right. So it's about resurrecting and rebirthing into a new cycle here. That's what the masculine's being called to do right now. And we have this with the Queen of Wands energy. Beautiful. That is Aries energy. So I based the reading that I did for the full, or when was it? No, it was last month, because we have 2 new moons in Aries back to back. So the March new moon was also Aries, and I dedicated that to the Queen of Wands. So I really like this because for me, the Queen of Wands was the feminine. So I feel like there's something to do with the feminine if you guys are watching this from the perspective of your twin flame counterpart here. I feel like there is some kind of a transformation and rebirth that is going to affect your twin flame connection. I feel like there's something that's happening here. The masculine is letting go of some old portion of his life and being rebirthed in a new one with you, divine feminine. Because I feel like you're that person that he does truly desire. You're that person that holds the passion in his cup, the love in his cup. I feel like this new beginning is with you. It's what he wants. It's what he dreams about. You're what he dreams about. But there's something in his life right now that he's not satisfied with. It could just be his own trauma and his own fear about letting you in. It doesn't have to be a person. It could just be his own stuff holding him back. But I feel like what Spirit's trying to say here is that your strength will aid you. So what strength? Your strength lies in the darkness. Your strength lies in your wounds. Your strength lies in looking at those wounds, facing them, and starting to work through those wounds. And literally that 10 of Cups I feel for this masculine is the feminine, Queen of Wands. And I feel feminines, you guys have been working on yourselves. And so you guys are going to just create this dynamic duo, this power couple energy when you do finally come together. That's really beautiful. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like there are 2 queens for some, not all. Okay. So if this is a third party situation, which it's not going to be for everybody, so don't take it there if that's not what it is. So I'll just speak to you guys first if it's third party. Queen of Pentacles means, Queen of Pentacles is someone who I feel in this situation that the masculine has built a life with, maybe has children with or something like that. But this connection it's expired. It's time to let it go. It's time, it's run its course. There's no more growth here. Masculine knows it. You probably know it too, feminine. But this masculine has been having a difficult time facing this and letting it go because of his own stuff. So there is this resurrection and rebirth here. Judgment is calling. It's like the trumpets are blaring in the sky, waking the masculine up to this dying off of the old and rebirth into the new. And I just feel like this rebirth into the new is with you, feminine. That's what I'm seeing here. Now, for some of you guys, if there is no third party here, what I'm seeing is that this masculine is really wanting to bring some sort of value here. Maybe you guys have always had this very passionate connection, and that's great. But also now wants to take it into the physical world, to build this physical life with you, to actually have something down to earth, rooted in reality, to carve out a life together, to start living and planning your life together. So there's 2 different aspects there of the queen. And if this is just for you, feminine, it's about facing your own darknesses within and, realizing that you can do certain things that you want to do in this life. You can have your dream job, you can have your dream career, but it will take action and it will take you to take some leaps of faith and let some old things go in order for that to happen. So it does take the masculine's energy for us to face that darkness and to do something with it and to make that pain matter and to actually create a change. So That is what we're seeing here. So let's go ahead and shift on into the feminine's energy here. What is the feminine's energy when it comes to what strengths will aid her in her life currently? Ooh, we have alchemy. So it's like the magician's energy, magic. So you have these qualities at your fingertips, the law of attraction. But the law of attraction is more than just thinking. It's about doing. It's about trusting that intuition and taking steps and measures to go towards those things. So your greatest strength right now, feminine, is your ability to create, your ability to dream and turn this into an actual tangible thing. So your ideas right now might be golden, things that you want right now. So this right here is the Three of Swords. You know when I just said, make that pain matter? Three of Swords is a pain in the heart. It's heartache, it's sadness, it's disappointment, it's feeling betrayed. It's just feeling downright just defeated. So you are able to take these pains and turn them into gains. You're able to make it all matter. You're able to do something with this. You're able to tell your survival story. You're able to be proof that you're a survivor. You're able to be proof that what didn't kill you did make you stronger. So that you're a survivor here is what I'm getting for a lot of you. You're able to take this and turn this into something tangible. You're able to do something amazing here. I love it. We have the Devil. Wow, the Devil. So, did that come up? I feel like, why do I feel like that came up somewhere here in our reading? It did. It came up here. Devil with the masculine already. So, what is the Devil? I mean, let's talk about that. It's many things, for one. It's connected to Saturn, Capricorn, and all that. But it's also the lovers in darkness. So it's the dark side of the lovers. The lovers is the light side, and the Devil is the lovers in darkness. Shadow side of love. Shadow side of the connection. So I feel like with the Three of Swords and the Devil's energy here, there probably has been some sort of dynamic that's been very heartbreaking in your twin flame connection. And it doesn't have to be third party for everyone, but there could have just been some hurt and some pain. And the way that we transmute this energy, because that's really what it is, energy doesn't die, it doesn't go away, but we're able to transmute and to change the energy into a different form. That's transmutation, that's alchemy, okay? We are able to alchemize our lives and literally create magic and to transform energy into transmute energy into something different and make it work for us and motivate us in a whole different way. So I feel like a lot of you that's what you're doing here. That's what you're doing with your story. That's what you're doing with your experience so far, with just your own life or within your twin flame dynamic story, etc. You're now creating magic with it. You're doing something to motivate yourself or maybe even other people. So this is a strength for you, you guys. It doesn't have to be a weakness anymore. It can be your strength. That's what I'm getting. It can be your strength. Oh my gosh, it's the Magician. Is that not the coolest? We have the Magician here. Now we have it just being confirmed here. So the Magician is beautiful. The Magician is connected to Mercury. It's connected to Gemini, twin energy, but it's also connected to Virgo, which, remember, we know that the Knight of Pentacles, it will take hard work and dedication on our part to be able to create the life that we want to create, but it is possible. So your hard work and determination to turn your frown upside down, to take those lemons and create lemonade, whatever it is, you can do it, Divine Feminine. You are strong. You have the strength and the willpower to make it happen. Magic is at your fingertips. You are the alchemist of your life. That is what Spirit is telling you. Oh my gosh, it's so magical and amazing. I love it. So now let's see, what boundaries do we need to hold at this time? What boundaries do we need to hold at this time? Let's look. So masculine, what boundaries does the masculine need to hold at this time? And what's kind of cool is that we already got the card of boundary for the masculine. What boundaries does the masculine need to hold at this time? We have the path. Wow. Look at this, you guys. That's a portal into another world. So you can see here the ladder here. So the path forward. So the boundary is that if the masculine wants to basically move and transition from one phase to the next, he is going to have to work hard. He is going to have to be dedicated to putting up boundaries. So what I'm getting for this, like an example, let's just say the masculine is holding loose boundaries with someone from his past or someone in his present that's very toxic. And he really doesn't want to be with that person anymore. He really doesn't want to be involved in it. But he lets his guilt or he lets this person's games manipulate him and he goes back. So that's, of course, this is a boundary that needs to be held strong, as in it needs to be perhaps a hard no, very black and white. There is no in between. There's no gray area in the situation. We literally have to choose. Examples of this would be we need to completely, if we can, sometimes you might not be able to block people out completely because you have children with them and things like that. But this needs to be as in there is no more communication through phone. Just because you were married to someone does not mean that you do have to communicate with them on the phone. And I know this for a fact because of some shit that Mr. Moon and I went through. And we've dealt with that up until, I think, what was it? October of this 2022. That's when our decade ordeal, 12 years of hell ended. It was amazing, you guys. It was absolutely amazing. But there were certain boundaries that were hard. Like, no, if you're not screwing around and you're not letting somebody play games with you, you have to put down hard boundaries or people will push them, especially if they're narcissist, okay? They will push those boundaries. They will get you to do what they want you to do and you will get lost and you will fall for it every time. So I just feel like this masculine right now needs to basically put up some really hard boundaries. He has to be in some extreme black and white thinking here. There is no middle road. There is no gray area here. It's a hard no. Has to do it. Absolutely. If you mean it, you've got to stop. You can't do it anymore, kind of thing. So I don't know what that means for all masculines, but there's something where you can't be wishy-washy on it. You have to absolutely hold the boundary and you got to keep it. Because if he doesn't, then it's like he's never going to be able to go into that other world that we know he wants to go into because he's dreaming of it. He's envisioning it. He wants it, right? And it might also be that he really needs to see that he is going to have to make some sort of leap of faith, or he's going to have to get past his fear to make something happen. If he really wants something, he will carve out the path to get to it. Bottom line. And that might be really hard to hear for some feminines out there. Because if you're waiting for him to return, but he's not making that decision, it might be hard to kind of like look at that and say, it's not that important to him then, or he doesn't want it bad enough. Yes, it can mean those things, but it might also mean too that his fear is superseding his desires. That's what it is. So, all right, let's see what else we need to know. With the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is Pisces energy. So of course, what is Pisces energy? It's very romantic. It's very dreamy. It's the dream of the Knight or of the King of Cups. We already know that the masculine came through as the King of Cups before. The King of Cups knows what he needs to do. The Knight of Cups kind of, dreams about it. He might make a move, but he just kind of dreams about it more than anything. There's nothing half so sweet in life as love's young dream. So to me, this masculine right now, where he's at, what boundaries he needs to hold is that there's something that's keeping him from his dream. And so whatever that is, he's going to have to cut it out, stamp it out, whether that be a person, a situation, or himself. He's going to have to to figure that out. He's going to have to get serious about it if he really, really wants it. Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is the idea. The Page of Swords is the, it's just the idea. It's the thought. And it's actually communication as well. So let's just say that this masculine right now is trying to make his way back towards you, feminine. He's trying to, conjure up the strength to face you and to contact you. This is him needing to drop his fears and the narrative right now that he can't, that you won't forgive him, or that it's too scary to face you. That could be it for some. But of course, for some of them, it could be just their old way of life, or just some aspect of their lives that are really holding them back. But this is about really thinking before you take some sort of action. So it's almost like this masculine right now is logical, but then also very emotional, and he needs to balance this out so that way he can move towards this path that he wants, that I feel is with you, feminine. Yeah, strength card. But yeah, he needs to get strong here. He needs to battle his demons. He needs to battle his fears, because his fear is getting the best of him, and it's causing him to be outside of this world that he so badly wants. And I feel for a lot of you feminines, it is to be happy. And I feel it's also to be happy with you specifically. Okay. So the boundary, whatever it is, whatever he has to do, he's got to get strong. He's got to fight it. He's got to win. He's got to slay the beast within, or slay the beast outside of his life. All right. So let's take a look and see what are the energies here for the feminine. What boundaries does the feminine need to hold at this time? Ooh, we have full moon power. What you need to do, feminine, is you need to hold on to your power. And I like this because earlier in this reading, we did see that you were giving some of your power away. Because it might be that you feel like you're defeated. You feel like you don't really have any skin in the game. You feel like you don't really have a lot of options. It's time to shift all that shit up. It's time to start realizing that you do have more power and you are stronger than you realize. So we need to stop telling ourselves small stories. We need to stop talking about how we don't have options. We do have options. We need to stop talking in terms of I can't, instead of replacing it with I can. Right? We have the Chariot's energy. The Chariot is about movement. It's about victory. It's about success. It's about moving forward. So if some of you feminines right now are, like I said, stuck in a situation that you don't want to be in, you absolutely have the power to move away from it. You have the power to start carving out a plan to exit the building, or exit the situation, or drop some old way of being that's not serving you, that's just disempowering you. You do have the determination and strength to make it happen. You can. It's Cancer's energy, by the way. Now we have the Emperor, which is amazing. You have the full power of this moon. And even though, like I said in the beginning of the reading, people are going to say, oh, the new moon, when it's a solar eclipse, isn't the best time to do, you know what, screw all that. That's just a program. You are in your full power, especially during this moon, feminine, to be able to get serious and to get disciplined and take responsibility for your life and the things that you want and the things that you no longer want, and start making some sort of decisions. The Emperor is somebody who is in their power. The Emperor is the one that's actually calling the shots. So even though you might feel like someone else is calling the shots, it's actually not true. You're the master in disguise. And you might have to kind of play a little game or two in a situation by not revealing everything. That's okay. You got to do what you got to do. But you're no longer giving your power away. You're silently holding on to it. You're silently keeping it to yourself. Less is more. But there's a lot going on beneath the surface. A lot. And I just feel like you guys are going to take back control of your life, and it's going to start going your way. And we have the moon's energy. Very interesting. The moon was connected to the masculine. So it's like this moon. Look at this full moon. There's a lot of stuff that's happening right now. So if you guys start feeling a certain way during this this eclipse and just during this moon phase, embrace it. Embrace your emotions. Release what you need to release. Whatever comes up for you, honor it. Okay? Honor it. And let it, like, process it. Because I feel it will be very cleansing and very empowering for you. I really do. And to me, this moon is about a phase. So right now, it's just a phase that you might feel stuck, that you feel like you can't move, but this will not last. You will get past this phase. You will be able to step into your full power, and you will be able to call the shots in your life, and you will be able to live the life that you want to live. That's what I'm seeing here. Also, the moon is about dreams. But the moon is about fears too. So of course, just because we say, I am empowered, I deserve this, I deserve that, just because we say affirmations and do a ritual doesn't mean that it's like, oh, I feel great, everything's perfect now. No. Sometimes you have to do that in cycles. Sometimes you have to do things more than once. I'm thinking of something right now in my life where I thought that I was done with it time and time again, and the energy just kept coming back, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm not done with this situation. But I'm pretty sure I'm done with it now. Like, I needed to go through some shit in order to get to the spot that I eventually got to, which is great. But sometimes we need to go through things a little bit more or a little bit longer than we had originally anticipated. So don't be hard on yourselves, you guys. You don't have to get it perfect. You don't have to do it cookie cutter like maybe somebody else would, or someone's telling you to do it. Do it in your own way. But always remember, what are you giving your power to? Are you giving it to someone else? Or are you making decisions based on your own personal power? That's when you know that you're doing the right thing for you, is when it's not, something isn't being taken from you. We're not dying inside over our decisions. When you feel good about the decisions that you're making, you know that you're making a decision in your full power. And that's amazing. Okay. So the moon is just here to tell you, you know what, you're going to feel some things. You're going to feel some fears. You're going to go through some cycles of different things. You're going to go through some ups and downs. That's life. That's natural. Let it all flow. Because remember, you guys, anything that we try to suppress does find a very creative way to come back at some point in your life and bite you in the ass. So we might as well face it now. Don't be afraid of your shadow. Don't be afraid of those dark thoughts that you have. Doesn't mean you have to act on them or even share them with anybody. But you can think them. You can play certain things out in your mind as a way of just processing things. It's all in the way that you view it. All right? Don't say, oh gosh, I'm such a bad person for thinking that. Well, you're thinking that for a reason. Let the energy flow through you. Don't try to suppress shit. Because when you start suppressing things, that's when you're actually giving your power over to the fear. And you don't want to give complete and total power to your shadow side or your light side, because both energies can take you in different directions. And sometimes those directions, you can get lost. So it's always nice to have both feet on the ground and have the option of both dark and light at the same time, and be somewhere in the middle, and learn to be skilled and be discerning on when to use what at any given moment in time, and who to use certain words with, and who to do certain things with versus not, who to hold boundaries with, and other people that you can trust. The only way that you're going to live or learn, you guys, is by living through these experiences and experiencing some shitty things along the way. Sorry, it's just the way that life works, unfortunately. So that's what we have, you guys. So what boundaries do you need to hold at this time? The boundaries that you need to hold is that you need to not be afraid of your darkness. You need to not be afraid of either the light and dreaming as well. It's about being nice and balanced in between. Don't be afraid of your power. Embrace it. Don't be afraid of your feminine energy and your emotions and your feelings. Embrace it. Embrace both sides. So the boundary that you need to hold might be to tell someone, sorry, nope, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. And you can do it in a balanced way. It doesn't have to be this full on, like, dominant, telling someone off energy. Sometimes less is more. And that's what I kind of keep getting with all this moon's energy. Hidden energy sometimes can be a blessing. Maybe even sometimes things that we don't know. Sometimes we think we need to know everything. Sometimes actually you don't. Sometimes you might be better off not knowing certain things. And so don't go searching for things if you don't want to find something out. But this is also about not revealing your plan to everyone or someone specific because they don't need to know everything. Sometimes we're just better off. We do not have to reveal everything, and that goes for other people too. What we're supposed to know, what we're meant to know, will find you. But sometimes we don't need to go searching for those things. I don't know what that means to someone, but don't be snooping on someone's social media. Don't be snooping through something. It's like if you feel like someone is doing something, you have to honor that your feelings. You don't need to have that proof to know that you're right. Trust it for a change. Trust that you feel a certain way for a reason. You don't need somebody to tell you, I don't love you, if you feel that they do not love you. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes we stay in situations because we're trying to like prove it to ourselves. So I feel like that might be something the masculine is doing right now. He might be in a situation, if this resonates, that he keeps thinking, if I can just, I'll wait until the kids are this age, or I'll wait until this. He's fooling himself, absolutely fooling himself, and just wasting more time by trying to have it all under control. It is the ego that's running the show. It's the shadow that's running the show. And it seriously does not bring any peace or happiness at all. So I have no idea where that came from, but that was that message. Okay, you guys. So now we're going to look and see what activities will bring joy and pleasure. Okay. What activities may bring joy and pleasure to this masculine? So we're going to go into 2 decks. This one right here is called Shift Your Vibes that I've created. And then we have one by All Things Intuitive called Blank Slate. We have movie night, entertainment. So what I feel with this message is it's saying, is the masculine even having fun anymore? Is he even allowing himself time to just even chill and enjoy himself? Or is it just all work, no play? Is it just constantly trying to maybe even like entertain other people with some sort of a show, like putting on a show? And I just feel like the things that will allow the masculine to be happier and to experience joy is to kind of like put the curtain on the movie. Call it, as in the show is over. I'm no longer willing to play this role. I'm no longer willing to do the things that other people want me to do because that's going to make them happy. But what about me? Interesting message. Donate unwanted items. So this is the thing. This is about letting go. Sometimes when people hold on to things that they don't need, I just remember I did this. I gave away a bunch of decks, you guys. Now, I have been an avid deck collector for a while. And so I had just like this feeling, oh, I just love to say I have 500 decks, right? 500 decks I have. For what? I 3/4 of those decks, I never even used them. What was the point of me having them? It was just taking up room. And quite honestly, it was making me feel very overwhelmed that I had so many. But when I gave them away, and then there were certain times where I would do certain types of readings and I was like, oh my God, that deck would have been perfect, even though I would have never probably used it besides for this particular idea. I just wish that I had it. And then I kind of felt that feeling of, oh my gosh, I'm so bummed that I gave all those decks away. But really, you guys, I don't need those decks. So I'm only bringing you that scenario because that can be a feeling that we have when it comes to things that we don't really need, but we feel like maybe we just have to have them for status or comfortability or whatever. Something that the masculine does not want, someone else will enjoy. So if this could be a situation, you know, sometimes you're with someone and you don't really love them and you don't want to be with them. They don't make you happy. it's just a shit show of a relationship, but then you're afraid that somehow they're going to be happier without you, or they're going to move on. And so that can sometimes keep people together. There could be a little bit of that going on for this masculine, or it could just be a lot of the things that he's holding on to for security. Like, I don't want to lose this and I don't want to lose that. It's like, do you really need those things anyways? At the end of the day, are all of these things that you have, is it worth your unhappiness every day? So he's going to have to find a way to let go of a lot of these things that he thinks creates this happiness, this show of a life I'm getting here. It's like this show pony of a life. It's this status that he has. And there's a part of it that strokes his ego, but it actually doesn't do anything for his heart and his true happiness. So I feel like the show must end. I feel like the show must end. And the masculine needs to let go of something that's no longer serving him. That will bring joy and happiness. But of course, the first message was he just needs to learn how to have a little bit more fun. And maybe he's so used to like focusing and worrying about everyone else that he's not even giving himself an opportunity to be happy. So there's that too. Okay, so let's go ahead and get a message for the feminine for joy and happiness. Feed the soul. Love it. So feminine, what are the things that you're doing right now? Is it nourishing you? Is it feeding your soul? Are you really happy right now? This could be a job. This could be maybe not taking good care of yourself. What is it that we're feeding ourselves? What are we digesting? Whether they're thoughts, whether they're energies surrounding us in the form of things that we hear, people that we're around, people we speak to. Is it feeding our soul? What is it doing? When we ingest this, is it good for us? So we're being asked to ask ourselves this, to do things that feed the soul. And we have clear any negative energy around you. And it's so funny because I said that. There's something about other people. Are you spending time with people that do not feed your soul? You know, I was just having a conversation about this just yesterday. And I was talking to this, I'll just say this person. I was talking to this person, and she was talking about how there's just certain things that she's outgrown, and she feels bad because it's not like she doesn't care about these people anymore, but she just feels like they're not on the same page anymore. And she feels guilty because they want to hang out and she doesn't, right? And what I get from that is that you're just not on the same vibration with people. And of course, these particular people, they're making all kinds of decisions that are just really just a lot of chaos, a lot of dysfunction, things like that. And it's just not where this person is at in their lives. So spending time with these people, even talking to these people, it doesn't nourish her or feed her soul. So she would rather just do her own thing than even connect with these people. And it's not her being judgmental. It's just realizing that there's a lot of negativity and toxicity and people that really don't want to kind of handle their lives or grow or take responsibility. So that can be a really heavy energy. So feminines, if you guys are feeling right now that there's certain things that are no longer nourishing you or feeding your soul, you got to ask yourself, why are you spending any more time in those relationships or in that particular situation or in those habits? If something is not nourishing you, then why are you still doing it? That is what we're being asked right now. And that is hard, especially if you are a people pleaser, codependent, empath. All of those things are really hard for you. So maybe we are being asked to try to, get stronger in that department, whatever it's going to take. So we're going to go ahead and top off this reading here with some final messages from Spirit, just in general, to close up the reading for this masculine and feminine for this new moon in Aries. Message from the moon. Whoa. So this one wanted to fly out. We will take it. Oh my gosh, you guys, even though it's not a full moon eclipse, it's a new moon eclipse. Look at it. Full moon eclipse. That's crazy. Conclusions are within reach. So there is something here that will be reached through this through this new moon. So something pretty extraordinary will happen here. Something will happen. Something will click. Something will shift. So you can be sure of that. If there's something right now that's confusing you, it might be to put those intentions out there, to put that out there, and ask for guidance through this eclipse energy. And perhaps you will reach some sort of conclusion. Something will shift majorly here during this eclipse. Sorry, I didn't mean to bang that card deck. All right, let's see what else. Oh my gosh, Scorpio's energy. Holy smokes, breathe through the tension. So if there are some things that come up, just if, it's not going to be for everybody. Because remember, I was talking about these scare tactics that people put out there. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so intense. Don't buy into it. But if you guys happen to feel some tension, you feel some things, breathe through it. Remember, you don't want to be scared of it. You don't want to try to avoid it. Breathe through any tension that you're feeling. Breathe through any frustration that comes up. Breathe through any emotions that come through. Because as you process this, Scorpio, remember, death, transformation, anything that's trying to end. Is Pluto connected to this time frame? I don't know why. I'm not, super into astrology, and I don't pretend to be, but I feel like there's some kind of Pluto vibe. Somebody in the comments let me know. Maybe I'm totally off here, but I feel like there's some Pluto vibe connected to what's going on right now. I don't know. Educate me, please. So, yeah, that's something that's going to be happening here. Something is definitely going to be cycling through here. Some kind of conclusion is going to be reached here. This is good stuff. All right, let's get some tarot cards. We'll get 5. We have the moon for the 3rd time. We had the moon with the oracle card and then the moon energy in tarot. So now we have it twice here. Cancer, Pisces energy, a lot of water energy here. So this does tell me here it might be that we have some dreams that come up during this time. We've got some emotions that are coming to the surface. We've got some, our intuition, psychic energy. It's at an all-time high. We're definitely feeling some things for sure that are coming to us with this moon, this phase of the moon, this eclipse. So definitely pay attention, you guys. Write things down. Write down your dreams. Journal. Reflect on your thoughts. This would be a good thing to do, I feel. This will also help you to just kind of, once we get things off, because a part of my ritual for this new moon is to write things down and to purify it by fire. Phoenix rising through the ashes. That's like the ritual. And I feel like that might be something that might be very healing for some of you guys, to write some things down and burn them tonight. We plan on doing that, my daughter and I. Okay, what else? We have the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is about our value. It's also connected to Capricorn energy. So remember, some Capricorn vibes have come up earlier too. Capricorn's energy, Saturn, burdens, especially if you guys are feeling like you're stressed money-wise, if you're feeling like you don't have the security that you need in the physical world. There could be some that we're letting go of some fears connected to that. We're also letting go of our fears that have something to do with our value and our self-worth. What is it that's causing you to feel like you're not worth it? What's causing you to feel like you don't have value? So I feel like we're letting those things go. We're burning those things up this evening. But I also feel, there's the Magician, and that was connected to the feminine. We did see, though, with the masculine side, that there's a Queen of Discs in his life. That's for some. And I feel like some kind of conclusion is going to be reached through this moon's energy with that person in his life, if that resonates. But the Magician is the feminine. The Magician means we've got tools here. What are we using these tools? What are we doing with these tools? Remember, we're the alchemist of our lives. We can create anything that we want here. Oh my gosh, we have the Strength card that comes up again. This is so great. Leo's energy. You're stronger than you realize. Remember, you have what it takes. Sometimes less is more too. So it's about using your strength very wisely. But this is you can and you frickin' will. Last card. And we have the Four of Cups. You can say no to anything. You can decline anything. Or you can recognize what's in front of you and you can do something. The Four of Cups is one of those cards where Spirit is bringing you something. You're being offered something, and you might not feel like you're ready for it. You might not want to do it, but you know you have to do it. So this is an initiation. Do you want to do this? Do you want to take the next, do you want to open up into the next phase of your life? Do you want to open up a new door? Do you want to let the past go? Do you want to move forward fearlessly? Or do you want to play it safe? Kind of hang out a little bit longer. The choice is yours, but Spirit is offering us an initiation, especially the masculine as well, to the next phase of life, because the devil has been holding us back far too long. But this eclipse says no more. We have the opportunity to say no more. So that's what I have for you guys today. I really hope that you enjoyed these messages, and thanks so much for tuning in. And if you guys want to support the channel, definitely give it a thumbs up. Leave your comment in the comments section. I also have a couple of ways that you guys can either donate to my channel. I love, of course, decks, like I was just talking about. You know, I donated so many in the past, but it's like I am definitely now looking to just kind of revive my collection. So I have an Amazon wish list. If you guys want to donate by gifting me a deck, I absolutely enjoy that so much. So anyways, thanks a lot, you guys. Take care, and happy new moon solar eclipse to you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.